I am excited to tell you about some people who have been awfully good to me over the last year, and this is a small return of a very, very large favor in a business partnership I'm really fond of. This is Jeff Miller from M2 Ranch and M2 Ranch Jerky in just outside of Twin Falls in southern Idaho, Jerome, Idaho, right? Or is it Wendell, Jeff? Which is it?
We're actually in Jerome.
Okay, got it. Welcome. Thank you for everything. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the opportunity you and I've had to work together. It's been an awful lot of fun. You're about ready to release jerky all over the country.
Yeah, we're getting ready. We're just getting started with it. We're ground floor.
What inspired you to get into the jerky business? Let me start there. You guys have got a panels and fencing and things like that business, and now all of a sudden you're in the jerky business too, right?
Yes. Well, I've done it ever since I was a kid. I used to make jerky. I loved to make jerky for neighbors and friends, and then back in '98, I started making some jerky and sponsored the saddle bronc riding at the Snake River Stampede. And the company that was making it, I had a company making it for me at that time and using my recipes. And then they sold, and they came out with this other jerky that was really sweet. Had a lot of fillers and sugar because sugar is weight, and that's the direction they went, and they weren't going to make my recipe anymore. So I just quit doing it at that time. I love jerky.
Yeah, the expression that we've been using, and I think it's correct, true traditional cowboy jerky. You're trying to keep all the extra stuff, the sugars and all that out of there.
Correct. Yeah, a lot of jerkies on the shelf now have 9 to 12 grams of sugar. We have 1 or less, and it's more of the real traditional jerky that has the jerky, salty, smoky flavor. Even our sweet jerky, like the sweet peppered, it's not as sweet as the original peppered that you find on a store shelf nowadays. And that's kind of what inspired us to get back into it.
Beef, elk, buffalo, and venison, and a variety of flavors. Let me ask you about how you chose. I'm sure what the right phrase is. Those 4 species, those four different animals, those 4 different meat products. How did you choose those?
Well, here in America, a lot of people hunt, especially in the West. They hunt buffalo. There's hunts you can go on. There's deer hunting, elk hunting, and so we just thought. And everybody makes jerky out of their own stuff, but that runs out pretty quick. So this is something that we can put out on the market that they can get any time. And I think that a lot of small batch jerky companies make a really good jerky, just like the people do themselves when they do their own. But in order for us to do it and have it available all the time in a good traditional style, that's the reason we chose to do those species.
Got it. And then there are 6 different flavors, 5 or 6 different flavors. I'm going to tell you up front, I've had a chance to sample. I love any one of the 4 different varieties with the teriyaki on it in particular. Those I think are my favorites, Jeff. I love the products that you put out. I really enjoyed those. But talk to me about selecting the seasonings and the flavorings, because you got some people who are genuine bona fide chefs involved in all of that, right?
Correct. Yeah, we did teriyaki, peppered, original, sweet peppered, hot, and that's just kind of some traditional flavors that we decided to go with. There's a lot of they call it gourmet or crafty jerkies out there that are mango and honey glazed and that type of stuff. And we chose to stay away from that. Not that it's a bad thing. People, there's a lot of jerkies out there that people really like.
Right.
But we chose to go this Western cowboy way.
Yeah. There have been challenges throughout the process, and you have just I have been so impressed by the way you and your wife and the people around you have just kept bullying forward. I mean, you kind of, I used to say when I first started some things, I'm going to lead with my chin and just keep going. If I get punched, no big deal.
Right.
You guys have led with your chin throughout this project, I think, haven't you?
Yeah. When I first spoke with you back at, Gooding Rodeo last year.
You and I met last August at the rodeo in Gooding, Idaho.
Yeah, we thought we were about ready to go. And so we were going to start putting some teasers out there, and we did some stuff. We filmed some commercials with Mitch Pollock, and we thought we were ready to go. So then we decided, okay, the first of the year, and then it went to first of the spring, and now here we are. We're ready. It's up live on. You can order it on our website, m2-ranch.com, or if you can't remember that, if you look up M2 Ranch Jerky, some of our other sponsors have it up on Instagram and stuff. You'll be able to click onto it to get to our website.
I would love to, and I don't know how much of this you want to get into, Jeff, and I don't want to spend a lot of your time on it, but I would just love to know how much it takes to set up distribution. You can order it now on the website, m2-ranch.com. You're going to be in stores all over the country. I am not smart enough to understand even how you go about setting all of that up and making all of that come together.
Well, I'm not all that smart either. I'm kind of learning as I go. When I did it before, back in I think 98 through 2001, I was just more of a vendor at some shows and sponsorships and doing some small stuff. Putting it on the national market is what I want to do now. And I am really open to anyone, buyers for companies, distributors, brokers, just salespeople. Reach out to me, and let's talk. And it's not a hard product to sell. We just did a PBR over the weekend, and people just went nuts over it. And I even had a gentleman come up and say, "Hey, do you have any pepper jerky that's not sweet?" And I said, "Would you like to try a piece?" And he said, "That's what I'm talking about."
Yeah.
So
I think that's awesome. I mean, that's still the best way to sell something, isn't it? Get people to try it and like it, and they'll tell their friends.
Yeah. And I give a sample to everybody that walked up that had if I seen they had an interest in something, would you like to try it?
Yeah.
And then we also have some beef sticks also.
Yeah, and they're really good too, folks. I've tried those too, and they are really good. They are really good. I really enjoyed those. You got some bags there. Show us what folks should look for. What? Tell us about the product that you've got with you.
Well, this here is the venison pepper jerky.
Mm-hmm. And that's what the bags look like. That's what the product looks like. And that's what you're going to be finding on your store shelves all over the country. Yeah. And that's what you're going to get when you order it.
Mm-hmm. And it's got all the nutritional facts, all the ingredients you can read. You can pronounce them. There's no nitrates and this and that and benzos, whatever, hydro. Yeah. It's all good ingredients. We've got hot jerky.
Right.
But yet we've got some jalapeno sticks that are amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what all the nutritional facts, everything's on the bag. Our website is on the bag.
I think I told you this story a while back. I have been on a diet and I have lost some weight. And the people that I am working with on the diet, the one thing that they always nag me about is make sure you're keeping up your protein.
Right.
And about that time, because we've got to, I got this big box of jerky from Jeff, and I held up the box to the lady on the phone that was consulting with me on the diet, and I said, "Is this enough protein for you?" She said, "Oh my God, that's the best thing you could have." She was just thrilled that I had all this jerky around the house. She thought it was going to be great for, she was all in on, okay, there's your protein. You don't have to worry about it now.
We need to get you some more.
Well, you do actually. We could talk about that when we get done with this. Jeff,
Sure.
what's folks can order it online now, and I know it's tough to figure out exact time frames, but You're in Idaho. Is the distribution going to start in the western part of the country, or do you know yet? How's that going to work?
As far as in stores,
Yeah.
or yeah, it probably so. It depends on what type of distributors reach out to me. But we're ready to ship it anywhere. We've got a big warehouse to hold the jerky, and with loading docks, and so we're open to any stores, convenient sport shops, and that type of thing. But we've already sent out a lot over the internet. We had some go out to Louisiana. It's out for delivery today.
Right.
So I mean, you can order it from anywhere, but in stores, it's like going to be like a train. It'll take off and get going, but yeah, we'll get it going. We don't give up.
And you're shipping it online right now, so folks can go to m2-ranch.com and fill up their cart and order and enjoy true traditional cowboy jerky from M2 Ranch.
Yes, it's ready to go.
So what haven't I asked you about? Tell me about the whole process of starting this up is just really interesting to me, and what you've done. What haven't I asked you about, Jeff? What's what's the fun story or the thing you want folks to know that I haven't asked you about?
Oh, well, can I tell you a little story that just has stuck to my heart? I think it was 99. I think it was right in there. Bob Tallman, him and Boyd announced the Snake River Stampede.
Right.
And he went over backwards on a horse in Reno, and he wasn't able to make it to the Snake River Stampede. He had broke some bones, and so I put him together a gift pack and sent to him. And I just paced the floor. I wonder if he got it. Because I used to listen to him when I was a kid, driving to work and everything. And so I got a card in the mail from him, and thanking me for it, and wanted to know if I did private label and that type of stuff. And I've just always remembered that. Yeah. And that's still to this day inspires me. Just that that card I got from Bob Tallman. It was amazing.
I'm going to share this story with Bob, and he will have, trust me, he will have an elaboration of at least 5 minutes on how much that meant to you and the whole story and the whole situation.
I've still got the card. It's something I'll never forget because I so looked up to that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Bob is a special man. I would not be in the rodeo business if it were not for Bob Tallman. And I say that whenever I get the opportunity to, and I mean it. Jeff, I am so excited to have a chance to play a small part in this major endeavor of yours, and thank you for that opportunity, and good luck. It's time to get that stuff out there and get everybody trying this jerky, because as soon as you try it, folks, you are going to love it. m2-ranch.com. You can order it online. Jeff Miller, I'm looking forward to seeing you. It won't be long before we're all in Gooding together. You're a sponsor of the rodeo there later, and I know some other events as well, but thank you for everything.
Yeah, could I mention one last thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
We are sponsoring the Jeff Crockett Memorial Foundation.
Okay.
That's what my hat has on it. And I just want to reach out and let people know about that. It's helping people that's had tragedy in the rodeo family, sorrow after loss. And it's a really good foundation. The Crockett family is amazing. And I just like to let people know about that. And that's another thing at M2 Ranch Jerky is we like to give back to the rodeo world the best we can, and we always will. And it's just something that we do.
Yeah. I just did a real quick Google search, the Jeff Crockett Memorial Foundation, jeffcrockettmemorialfoundation.com. They have a great expression on their website, Light After Sorrow. The Jeff Crockett is dedicated to providing compassionate and unwavering support to families who tragically lost a loved one within the rodeo community. Through their commitment and honoring the legacy of those who passed, we strive to offer comfort, assistance, and resources. It really is a good cause and a good program. I'm glad you reminded me of that.
I love it. And that family is amazing. We've sold. I knew Jeff Crockett. We grew up in the same area. We got on practice bulls in the same indoor arena in the wintertime. And I know his brother, we've sold livestock equipment to, and his arena. And I know his Tammy, his sister, and the family, the mom and dad, they're just wonderful people. And I just love being a part of it. We like being a part of that.
Yeah. Awesome. Jeff Miller, I appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much.
Keep going forward.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you.
M2-ranch.com is the website if you'd like to order some M2 Ranch jerky. I'm proud to personally attest to it. It is great stuff. And I'm really looking forward to, hint, hint, Jeff, getting some more before long here at my place. And thank you so much for everything, Jeff. And M2-ranch.com is the website if you'd like to know more about M2 Ranch jerky.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.